Hey all, welcome to my channel. Uh, Today I'm just going to talk about something just came out recently. I just saw an article earlier today. It wasn't on YouTube's blog, surprisingly enough, but YouTube is actually lowering the requirements for creators to get access to the YouTube Partner Program. I think this is in them basically responding to TikTok's popularity. I mean, first, initially when YouTube came out, I mean, not YouTube, Shorts came out, they increased the revenue sharing to bring some of the TikTok creators over. And people were doing that, but they're still posting on TikTok, honestly. They're still posting on TikTok and YouTube in that situation. Similar with Snapchat and Instagram Reels and such. I think they're trying to bring it back because now the fact is like the reason why I think they're trying to lower the requirements is two factors. One, YouTube's popularity has gained so much momentum and steam that YouTube's losing a lot of that market share to TikTok. And the other factor the biggest factor is like TikTok is now increasing their length, or content length, to the point where like it was 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds. Now they're wanting more longer length, more longer content, 5 minutes at least. Eventually they'll open it up to the point where like it will compete directly with YouTube, which will then eat into YouTube's market share completely. And that's something that Google has to be worried about, considering that YouTube brings in a majority of the, not a majority, but at least maybe 30% of the revenue from YouTube itself, basically. I mean, the rest, of course, is from Google, ad search and such, ads themselves from Google search, but of course, there's also ads coming in from YouTube from that perspective. And then, of course, YouTube Premium and such, but some people don't want to play for that. We'll see what it is. But one of the things is basically this. The requirements, what used to be is basically, initially you had to have 1,000 subscribers with at least 4,000 viewable watching hours. And then YouTube Shorts came on board and they said, okay, fine, you still have to have 1,000 subscribers, either with 4,000. Basically, one of them is basically 1,000 subscribers, and then as one requirement, and then the next requirement is either having 4,000 viewable watch hours or to 10 million viewable shorts in 90 days. In some cases, some people are able to do that because, either one, they were able to create long form content and get those hours with the number of subscribers, or two, creating shorts that were viral enough to the point of creating enough viral content on YouTube Shorts that they were getting the subscribers and 10 million views within those 90 days. But now, I think some people who are starting up small channels and people starting up with some shorts aren't getting those necessary subscribers per se, as well as the number of watch hours or the number of viewable impressions on the shorts. So they're now lowering it down to the point where you have to have a minimum of 500 subscribers and either 3,000 watch hours in the past year or 3 million short views in the last 90 days. That sort of makes it somewhat easier now in ways to build up 500 subscribers, and then of course 3 million short views possible, where if you make three views, I mean not 3 views, but 3 viral videos, 1 million views each, you're good at that point, honestly. Again, I think the reason why they're doing this is because because of the fact is they're freaking out. YouTube is losing out of their market share to TikTok. And the other aspect is as well too is Instagram Reels as well as Facebook. They're pushing more and more into that part as well too to try to get a lot of that, because Instagram Reels is losing out to TikTok, so they're trying to bring people in. Snapchat's going to do something as well, and they create their own AI bot per se as well too. So we'll see a lot more AI incorporated into Facebook as well as Meta's products as well as Snapchat, and TikTok's doing something of their own nature as well too. So don't be surprised with YouTube, or Google in this case, applying the BARD system into YouTube as well too. One of the other aspects as well too is, which might anger some people a little bit, is profanity. If there's profanity in the first 15 seconds, even if it was an old upload, it gets blocked. They even made a time limit to 7 seconds for profanity in music as well too. I can see what they're trying to do because they're trying to make it more family friendly. They could try doing that, but it's going to be hard to do at that point. Also, at the same time, they're trying to add, create a music tool for artists to earn more money in exchange for their music videos, in videos. I mean, more and more people were going to Vivo. YouTube wasn't getting as much. I think YouTube's trying to get as much more of the um, music in place so that they'll have a much larger track system on their environment. Whereas TikTok is being used more and more now to like promote music videos as well as music. Where it used to be YouTube, now it's now going towards TikTok, and I think they're losing out. And that's why Google's like really sort of, it's just like the way when OpenAI came out with ChatGPT. Google basically realized we're going to lose a lot of people unless we get something in place with Bard. Facebook, I think they saw the same thing. They're not scrambling per se. I think they've been the leader in AI, but hasn't been really released to the public. Like PyTorch is a big tool set that they use, or big library that they use that everyone's starting to use as well too. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Honestly, I don't know how this works out in the long run. Can YouTube work this out? Because like I'll tell you this, for me as a small channel user or small channel creator, I'm not using the chat creators tool sets per se to like monitor this stuff, because honestly it's the tools that are given to me doesn't really help me out as much. I mean, specifically on the YouTube shorts, when I'm trying to figure out the audience of like what times the most people are using, watching my shorts, it doesn't really give me that information. It's like, don't have enough information. I'm like, they're looking for looks like the last week or so instead of, or last 2 weeks. If you have a minimum of, I think, maybe 20,000 views in the last 2 weeks, then they give you that information. But sometimes they just don't give you that information. I'm like, all right, that doesn't help me much as to when I should be posting YouTube shorts. I mean, in this channel right now, you'll see between my channel for long form content versus shorts, it's just generic stuff that I'm putting up there here and there, basically memes and whatnot, for that matter. Whereas in my my long form content, it's more of my podcast type of thing. Basically, I just want to talk about stuff and like generally talk about anything at this point. Honestly, maybe I should just promote some of my stuff from here onto my YouTube short, but it's hard to like, break out pieces of information from the YouTube into YouTube shorts unless there's a tool out there, which I haven't really looked at. Because like I said, this is one of those things, this is more of a hobby thing more than anything else, to be quite honest. I'm not doing something that's full-time as trying to create some pure revenue from it. I mean, if it comes with some revenues, great. But if it doesn't, so be it. Honestly, the whole purpose of this channel is more of to put out some information out there, but also at the same time to collaborate with other people, to basically talk and discuss with other people, other creators on this channel. Like, rather than having them on my channel, create a go live together with other people at that point. I prefer to do that, to be quite honest, more than anything else. And then of course, you've got the YouTube Shorts part of things. And I mean, I'll be honest, the YouTube Shorts part doesn't really always work for me. I mean, yeah, it's always a hit and miss for me. Usually you have to, like, there's some hacks to get around the algorithm a little, or work with the algorithm. One of them is basically put the video or the short to a popular soundtrack that's trending at that moment in time, but it's not too trending that it doesn't get lost in the mix. That it gets your shorts get shown shorts get shown, and then of course you get enough likes and enough remixes or whatever it may be, it works out in that situation. And then there are times where you just won't get anything at all. And I'll be honest. There are times where I will get like maybe 1,000 to 2,000 views on my shorts, but not much more than that. I mean, like, it's always a hit or miss usually, and like sometimes it'll just be 200 to 300 at most, or maybe even one or two, and that's it. Even my this long form content, I mean, 1 or 2 views is pretty much what I get. And I'm like, all right, I should be focusing on more. I do want to build my channel to like I said, not build out to the creator aspect of things or for the partner program, but more of to, like I said, collaborate with people. That's what I would love to do, basically. The shorts part, yeah, that's, given. I just want to share like funny stuff at that. But I mean, I do have another channel where I specifically was like testing out. I'm like, you know what? Let me create somewhere in November of last year. And specifically, I was starting off at, let me just do dad jokes or dad puns and dad jokes, basically, or corny jokes, corny puns. And it hasn't grown as much, but on average, depending, it could be like, if I did a daily one, I would probably get 1,000 a day, 1,000 views a day, or 1,000 views per day. which is good, but at the same time, it doesn't really help out in the long term, honestly. It's one of those things where when I did it, I created just more of a case for like to see, can that subscriber list overtake this one? And it sort of did just recently, about a couple of days ago. I'm just kind of curious to see if like it grows even more, or can I grow even more, or will this grow even more? I don't know. But with it, it's hard to say as a small channel subscriber what to do, because you see all these YouTube videos out there about like, oh, how to grow your subscribers, how to grow your content, and how to, or not grow your content, but how to grow your channel by getting more subscribers and getting more views, how do you make itself go viral. Some of them are basically trying to get you to look at their videos so that they can go viral and they can get the content and impressions for the ad dollars. I mean, I was like looking at one basically like, this is what you got to do for this stuff and this stuff, and I'm like looking at it, I'm like, this is basic rudimentary stuff basically that, you know, it doesn't really work out. And then I'm looking at his views, I'm like, people are saying like, yeah, it really works. Reality, I don't see him working out, because like I'm looking at his videos, I'm like, it's not growing by much. The number of views I see is like pretty much like not as much as you would think, basically. So, and his subscribers hasn't grown that much as well too. So I was one of those things, I'm kind of curious to see if someone's able to go viral by starting a new channel and basically seeing how they grow by doing the shorts, how far they can grow. It'd be interesting to see how that is. For me, I'm kind of curious to see if like testing out something with Bard and working out with Bard, so letting it basically create a sort of automated way of creating shorts for me, and then creating the titles, the necessary descriptions and tags, and then seeing how that works at that point as well. I tried it a couple times, it didn't really work. I tried it on the long form and it didn't really work in one aspect, but I'm kind of curious to see. I should try doing something like that, but their APIs aren't open up as much per se, so that's one of the things I'm afraid of, like using their APIs and then getting charged for it. But I don't know, we'll see with that. Anyways, with that, let me know what your thoughts are about this. I mean, like, do you think this will help out YouTube by lowering the requirements, by getting more and more people away from TikTok towards YouTube? Or is it more of a case where people just go on TikTok and still use YouTube, but still focusing on TikTok because your popularity is getting more TikTok famous more than YouTube famous? It used to be you were YouTube famous, you became more popular. But now if you become more TikTok famous, you get more and more followers, and at that point you could then kind of divert some of them to YouTube at that point as well too. But in reality, I mean, honestly, if TikTok provided that same sort of revenue sharing that YouTube did, you get a lot of TikTok millionaires, quite honestly. But with that, I'll leave it at that. If you enjoy my content, enjoy my videos, or enjoy my channel, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And if you do like this video or like my videos, or dislike them, I know what to focus on, what not to focus on. In this situation, I'm not sure if I should be talking more tech, more sports, or more reality TV, honestly. Maybe I create different channels for each one of them, basically. I'd like to be general and like just talk about anything and everything, basically, outside of religion and politics. Something like where, you know, you don't do the water cooler type of thing. But outside, I'll leave it at that. Unfiltered, unedited, and unrehearsed. Until next time.